The door had nothing remarkable about it. The door was a pretty old one. Nothing but silence behind the door. A chef was cutting vegetables at a chopping board. He was struggling and didn't look too happy. It was a large glass-fronted freezer. Inside I could see frozen hams and chickens all stacked up on the shelves. There was enough to feed an army. Susarro's army. The warning signs all over the bottle left me in no doubt as to what it was. It was a large bottle of industrial bleach.
Hey, you! What the hell do you think you're doing?
I needed to clean the toilets.
Not with my bleach, you don't. Go and get your own bottle. I'm sick of people nicking my stuff.
Okay. Sorry.
What have I told you? Woman, do you not have ears? If you try that again, I shall get very, very cross.
Sorry, I forgot. The chef was giving those vegetables hell. Hi there. Do you have a moment?
A moment? Well now, let me think. I've 50 dinners to cook for 50 fat guzzling guards, with pudding I might add, plus one vegan speciality de la maison for Madame Petra, plus one macrobiotic for Senior Sensitive Skin Susarro. I've got no assistants, I've got a kitchen out of the Stone Age, and she asks, do I have a moment? No, woman, I do not have a flaming moment! Just get out of my kitchen!
The answer's no, then.
Yes, the answer's no! Who the hell are you, anyway?
Susan.
Susan? What kind of a pathetic, girly name is that?
It's a name for a girl.
Well, change it. I don't like it.
Could I take your bleach?
Oh, now this is getting beyond a joke. There's a million varieties of crap I can put up with, but I'll not have people stealing from my kitchen.
I only wanted to borrow it.
Only? Only? It's a slippery slope, do you not see? There'll be another time, and then a time after that, until one day I shall have no bleach whatsoever. It's bad enough they give me a kitchen your Stone Age man would turn his nose up at. But when wee strips of girls drop in wanting to take my bleach without so much as a by your leave, I tell you, I contemplate murder.
Oops. Sorry I asked. Excuse me, but could you make use of this?
A grindstone! Finally, somebody in this godforsaken kitchen is using a bit of initiative. Don't suppose you fancy a job as kitchen assistant? The money's crap, the hours stink, conditions are worse, but it'll make a man out of you.
No thanks.
Young people today don't know which side their bread's buttered.
Just one more question. How did you end up here?
Give 70 people food poisoning just once, and you pay for it for the rest of your life.
I must remember not to eat anything while I'm here. The vegetables had been badly sliced. What was this guy using? A hammer and chisel? Presentation was obviously not his strong point. Suddenly, I didn't have much of an appetite. The chef seemed almost human now he had his sharpening stone. That was my good deed for the day. Now that the chef wasn't watching, I could reach the bleach. This stuff would really bleach anything. I wasn't prepared to pour the bleach down the hand basin after all I'd done to get hold of it. Petra's brown wig. She was certainly into disguises. The wig was sitting in the hand basin. It looked like a dead animal. I wondered whether this was really likely to work. I hoped it would bleach the wig blonde. The bleach was strong. The wig's color disappeared almost instantly. The bleach had stripped the color from the wig in seconds. I was lucky it hadn't dissolved the whole wig. I wondered whether Petra was a natural blonde. The wig was soaking wet. I didn't want to carry that around with me. Besides, the bleach would have dripped onto my clothes. Somehow I didn't think Petra was into tie-dye. The hairdryer was very handy. It didn't have a lead. A girl could take it anywhere. The hairdryer was perfect. I fancied one of them for myself. Voila! Perfectly dry now. Showtime.
Hey, who's there?
Uh-oh.
It was just a door. Nothing interesting about it. Either the door was stuck, or it was just locked. It was a beautifully carved gargoyle. It stared at me with its beady little eyes. There's only so much you can do with a gargoyle, so I decided to leave it alone. It was a damaged stone gargoyle. It looked very unstable. I'm all for conservation, but needs must if the devil drives. The window was open. They obviously didn't think they needed tight security up here, but no one is safe from George the Cat Stobart. Nope, not that way. It was an old, ornate oil lamp. It looked like it hadn't been used for years. The lamp had an old knob that I guessed was for turning it on. Oh, yuck! At least the knob worked. As soon as I turned the knob, the oil stopped dripping. The window led to another area of the castle. I could see a walkway on the other side. There was an old iron grate set into the floor. Below it was a pit with a window that led into the castle. There was a chance that I could have got through there if I lifted the grate. The grate only opened a little way. The hinges were badly rusted. There had to be a way to free those hinges. rusted and bent. An offshoot pipe had been blocked by an old tin cup. The old drain pipe ran up the wall, but looked like it was broken. Just as well, the pipe was wet and slimy. The oil started to drip again. The tin cup smelled of moldy leaves. I collected a small amount of oil in the old cup. As soon as I turned the knob, the oil stopped dripping. I'd collected some of the lamp oil in the old tin cup. I hoped the oil would free the hinges. I could almost hear the hinges sighing with relief. Here goes. A book title sprang to mind. 1,001 Uses for Lamp Oil. It'd be a tight fit, but I could climb down to the window now the grate was open.
Madame Petra, we didn't hear you arrive.
Obviously.
Did you have a pleasant journey?
No. Now get back to your jobs. Both of you.
Our apologies, ma'am.
Security is too lax around here.
Yes, ma'am. Your belongings have been taken up to your apartment.
Good.
Miserable bitch.
The door looked pretty secure. It wouldn't have looked out of place in Fort Knox. The security door had no handle or visible way of opening it, but there was a card reader on the wall. The card reader was probably linked to the nearby security door. I needed a working keycard to open the door. Just some delivery notes. Some were for food, others for washing powder. I would have hated to do the laundry for this lot. The guard was sitting at the desk reading. It looked like a children's book. Any news?
It's been pretty quiet.
What about an attack from inside?
Everything is battened down tight.
Good. Now, would you care to explain why you are reading on duty?
Just trying to improve myself, ma'am.
Do it again, and the next book you buy will be in Braille.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am.
Where was the prisoner taken?
To Senor Susarro's office in the lower levels.
Is he on his own?
2 guards went with him, ma'am. He cannot escape.
For your sake, he'd better not. The security door over there. Could anyone get through it?
No, Mom. It's the most secure there is. Oh, by the way, Mom, have you had a chance to see the security sergeant yet?
No, I shall get his report in good time.
He's waiting to issue you with your security card.
Oh, where can I find him?
He's checking the perimeter, so he's somewhere outside.
Thank you. The guard was scared of me. Well, of Petra, at least. I just had to keep him from learning the truth. Everything all right?
Bit nervous, Mom. It's my first day on the job.
Just make sure no one gets in, and it won't be your last. Going blonde had brought out the mean streak in me. I rather enjoyed it. You see this pencil?
Yes, Mom.
There are 15 ways I can kill a man using this.
Yes, Mom. Sorry, Mom.
The guard was armed and looked dangerous. I knew he'd kill me without a second thought, but at the same time, he probably believed I was a cold-blooded killer too. What's your job here?
To make sure that no one gets through the front entrance, ma'am.
I fought the urge to tell him to drop and give me 20. How many men do we have on the grounds?
A double complement on the perimeter, ma'am. No one gets in or out without us knowing. Guaranteed.
If that was his idea of a guarantee, I wasn't shopping for watches locally. Anything to report?
There was a broken down car near the front gate.
Anything suspicious?
Just some stupid French woman who probably ran out of gas.
I was going to remember this guy. Stupid French woman, indeed. The main doors to and from the building were large and heavy. I felt like the heroine of an old horror movie. Somewhere behind those doors, a tall, sad servant was surely lurking. The guard looked pretty unpleasant, and smelled even worse. Hello. I wonder if you can help me.
Are you Madame Petra?
That's right.
How can I help you, ma'am?
That's a very fierce-looking dog.
Trained to kill as soon as he's released, ma'am.
Good. Just don't release him near me. Understand?
No, ma'am. You hear that, rascal? You're not to hurt the nice lady.
Rascal? As you were?
Yes, ma'am.
The guard looked well-trained. You! I need some help.
You're Madame Petra, isn't that right?
No, I'm Madonna.
Whoa!
Idiot! Of course I'm Madame Petra. What a disgusting dog!
Thank you, ma'am.
What's his name?
Raptor.
How appropriate. More appropriate than rascal. As you were?
Yes, ma'am.
I wouldn't be able to kiss anyone now without thinking cabbages. This was the guard I tricked earlier. I hoped he didn't recognize me. Hello, Boris. I wonder if you could help me.
How did you know my name?
It's my job to know everything.
You look familiar.
I'm Madame Petra.
Sorry, Mom. I didn't realize.
Well, now you do. Anything to report?
No, Mom. Nothing.
No suspicious characters?
There was a tourist earlier, but I think she's gone.
Think?
She's gone, Mom. No doubt at all. Mom.
That's not lipstick on your collar, is it? As you were.
Yes, Mom.
The man didn't look as though he had been employed for his charm. This place is a mess.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I don't know you.
I am Madame Petra. Isn't it obvious?
Of course, ma'am. I should have realized.
Try and smarten up a bit. You're a mess. What are you?
I'm a mess, ma'am.
This guy looked like he had more authority than the others. Who are you? Come on. I haven't got all day.
Sergeant of Security, ma'am.
I am Madame Petra. I have just arrived.
Of course, ma'am. I have a security card for you. Here you are.
Thanks. Get on with it.
Yes, ma'am.
It was the security card that should have been given to Petra. Damn! The card didn't work.
Pardon me, Madame Petra, but you need to get the card validated.
Yes, of course. Just checking security is watertight. It was the security layout for some part of the building. I had no idea where. I didn't really want to go messing with things I didn't know about. There was a large group of computers all whirring loudly. I wasn't about to go switching off the computers. The computer was processing something, but what? I was risking my life here dressed as Petra. The last thing I wanted to do was break something and draw attention to myself. The woman was hunched over a computer terminal. She was really into her work and doing a fine job of ignoring me. Excuse me.
Please, ma'am, do not interrupt me. I cannot afford mistakes.
I need you to answer a few questions. What exactly is it that you are doing?
I'm sorry, ma'am. I have strict instructions to report only to Senor Susarro until we have finished our preparations for the armillery.
Yes, of course. This card required validating. Could you do that for me?
Of course, ma'am. There you are. Now please excuse me, Madame Petra. I must get on with my work. Senor Susarro will be very upset if I don't finish this.
After what I'd been through to get the card, I was desperate to see what lurked down below. I didn't want to go back into the main hall. It might look suspicious. I could hear the guards talking behind the door, but I couldn't make out what they were saying. It was an old prison cell. Damn! This must have been where Bruno was being held. I hoped I wasn't too late. The cell was locked and empty. Oh no! Someone was coming.
It was the window I'd climbed in through. The window was really high up. There was no way of getting back out through there. It was the laundry that I had landed in. The aromatic effect of over 400 cheesy feet was mind-blowing. I knew that stealing putrid socks wouldn't solve anything. They sure knew how to build doors in Prague. Either they wanted to keep people out or socks in. The door was locked. This was beginning to feel more and more like a prison. There had to be some way of opening the door. I couldn't hear any movement coming from behind the door. It was an old trolley. It looked as if it hadn't been used for years. Somebody in this castle had a serious washing powder fixation. My old Navy SEALs manual had a special section, assessing enemy strength utilizing captured washing powder drums. Shame I couldn't remember the equation. I didn't need to take any of the washing powder. The washing machine slid sweetly onto the trolley. Well, here goes. Yes! A modern door set into the damp basement walls. The door backed out into the basement corridors. It was no use. The door was shut tight. If only I had the key card to open it.
Take that, you!
Oh! Why you?
George?
Who?
It's me, Nico!
Jeez, I thought you were Petra.
Often sneak up on girls like that, do you?
Only blondes.
So it's true. They do have more fun.
Hang on to the wig and find out.
Trailer trash chic. Not really my style.
Ouch. So how come you're down here?
Did you notice the extra security? I'm guessing that Bruno must be close.
So what are we waiting for? Nico looked just like Petra. You know, it's a tacky outfit, but you look okay in it.
Oh, thanks.
Some guys just know how to compliment a lady, I guess. Hey, Nico.
Yes, George?
I have to admit, the blonde hair is a bit strange.
Oh, really? Nobody said anything.
That's because the outfit's so scary. They're all terrified of you. So, did you find Bruno?
No, I don't know where he could be. The guards in the entrance hall said that he had been moved to Susarro's office. Down here somewhere.
It was a holding cell. It looked as if it had been recently used. Bruno could have been held here. But where was he now? The cell was locked. I couldn't get in. Oh, the irony. A large security door. I wondered where it went. I wonder what's behind this door.
No! George, wait!
What's up?
There are guards behind that door. If they see you, we're done for.
I knew that. I was just testing. Damn!
What are you doing?
Shh! Guards! They're guarding a door over there. That's got to be where Bruno is.
I could get past, but you would be shot if you tried. You need to find a way to fool them.
Hey, Nico, can you do something with this lock? I don't have anything to open it.
Where would you be without me, George?
The locker had some guards' uniforms hanging inside. Looks like green is the new black for bad guys. Well, this should help me move around more easily. Nico, could you turn your back, please?
You are joking.
I know, but it's these shorts. Not very flattering.
Oh, fine. Quickly, get it over and done with.
There, changed.
Oh, you look nice.
I bet you say that to all the guards. Right. Here goes.
Madame Petra, I wasn't informed you were back.
As you can see, I am. And this is urgent.
I ought to check with the front desk.
You are holding me up. Now, unless you want your appendages rearranging, I suggest you open the door.
Of course, ma'am. My apologies.
I wasn't prepared to leave just yet. I still needed to find Bruno. It was a large metal door with a numeric keypad to one side. I didn't have the code to open the door, and I didn't want to risk raising the alarm. I couldn't hear anything behind the door, probably because it was about 5 inches thick and made of toughened steel. Nico, keep quiet and come and look at this.
It's Bruno.
I don't think there's anyone in there with him.
Can we risk it?
We've got to. Hey, Bruno!
Bruno, it's Nico.
And George.
Hey, fellas, nice of you to drop by.
Are you okay?
Oh, sure. I'm thirsty, I'm hungry, I'm in constant pain. I've had more electricity through me than a small town in winter. But heck, now you're here, who gives a damn?
You're so brave.
Lady, I grew up in Eastern Europe. We did torture in kindergarten.
Have you told him anything?
Everything. But the one thing Susarro wants,
And what's that?
who has got the key of Solomon?
But we don't know who's got it.
Exactly.
Well, it doesn't matter now. We're coming into... Shh.
That was the gatehouse. Petra has arrived at last.
I am so pleased for you.
Thank you. I find torture such a soulless task without an audience.
Oh, I know.
And she is so imaginative. Such a source of new ideas.
I appreciate that.
Yes, Bruno, I truly believe you will. And look on the bright side. When you tell us who has the key, even then we will not kill you. We need you too much. My dear girl.
Has he talked yet?
No, but I'm sure you will persuade him.
I'm going to enjoy it.
Now, Stobart and the girl. I hope you bring me good news.
I found them, but I'm afraid they got away. I'm sorry.
They have too much luck.
There is worse, Master. Let him in.
All right, boss.
Not this idiot.
Forgive me, sir, but there is something you must hear. Flap, tell Senor Susarro what you told me in Paris.
What? About that nightclub and those girls?
No. About the safe.
Oh, yeah. Well, it wasn't, was it?
Wasn't what?
Wasn't safe.
Get on with it, Flap.
That Stobart girl, she came back to the theater, took some documents.
What documents?
A picture of a castle in Prague.
This castle.
Very good. Give the man a cigar.
Flap.
Sorry, sir.
Wait, what is that?
Do you like it? It's my new scarf. That Stobart girl left it behind in Paris.
What is it?
You can go, Flap. Get out.
Thank you, sir.
Well, Bruno, it's your lucky day. Now I know who has the key. We do not need to put Petra to work on you.
No? How?
The emblem on the scarf. It is the crest of the St Stefan chapter of the Knights Templar.
I thought they had disappeared centuries ago.
Clearly not. And I know exactly where to find them. That fool Flap had the answer all along, wrapped round his thick neck.
Collard must be working for them.
So, now we must change our plans. I shall go to Paris to retrieve the key. You take Ostvald to the armillary to prepare. Give the order that all personnel are to prepare to move out.
It's time, isn't it?
Yes, my dear. It is time.
The grill looked through to some kind of office. It could give access if the grill itself wasn't in the way. The grill was screwed tight to the wall. I wasn't going to be able to pull it off with my hands. It was the last of the commemorative coins. The edge of the coin was just the right size to unfasten the screws. The grill was open, but the opening looked pretty small. There was no way my, muscular hips would go through. I couldn't get through the narrow gap.
George, when I first knew you, that would have been no problem.
Guess I must be carrying a little more muscle, huh?
Yeah, the fat kind.
Okay. Look, whatever I said about you in that wig, I apologize.
Apology accepted.
Phew.
Won't make you any thinner, though.
Nico?
Yes?
I don't like to ask, but...
Would I climb through the grill and open the door from the inside?
Amazing. You read my mind.
You're just so predictable, George. You owe me one.
That's okay. I'm not counting. It was the door to and from Susarro's basement office. Nico, look!
It's some kind of map of ley lines.
See the area in the middle?
It matches the diagram in Vernon's video.
It seems to have its focus somewhere in Egypt.
So do you think that's where they've taken Bruno?
Oh, I think so. The armillary must be in Egypt.
Well, that should be easy enough to find.
Sure. I mean, how big can a country be? It was an electronic map of the world. Ley lines were represented in red. They all merged at one point over Egypt. It was a map of some small country in Europe. I couldn't make out where, though. Maybe it was Susarro's homeland. Susarro certainly looked after his suits of armor. I suppose even bad guys have hobbies. I would never be able to fit into that armor. In any case, what good would it do me if I could? It looked like a very old map. Somewhere in England, I think. It was a large shield with weapons mounted on the wall. The shield bore a crest I didn't recognize. I imagined myself taking them with me, but then I thought better of it. Susarro and Petra had left through some kind of passage behind that panel. There had to be a release somewhere. The panel was made of wood. I couldn't see any way of opening it. But the release mechanism had to be somewhere in the room. I couldn't hear anything through the panel. Hey, Nico.
Yes, George?
Where do you think that secret passage leads to?
I have no idea. Could be a quick route for Susarro to get out.
Well, it's our only exit now. Going back out through the castle would be madness. Books on Egypt and Egyptian culture. It would take months to trawl through this and decipher it all. Susarro's desk was straight out of the megalomaniac catalog. Aha! Look at this.
What is it?
Secret button hidden under the edge of the desk. Maybe it opens the door. The desk was too heavy to move. And besides, we needed to find a way to follow after Bruno. It was a large, round red button. Only thing missing were the words "press me." Buttons like this traditionally opened up the floor to reveal a tank full of killer sharks. If the world ends when I press this, then I'm sorry for all the nasty things I've ever said about you.
George, just get on with it.
Okay, sorry.
Well done, George.
Let's go and rescue Bruno.
Out of interest, what nasty things?
Oh, you know, the usual.
The usual? Go on.
The panel was already open.
Andre, what are you doing here?
I thought I'd keep Beatrice company.
Andre took me to the cinema.
What did you see, Nosferatu?
George.
Andre, we need your help.
Of course.
What do you want him to do?
That symbol on the scarf?
Yes?
Susarro recognized it instantly.
It's the coat of arms of the St Stefan chapter of the Templars.
My God.
What?
I always thought it was just a story.
Look, Andre, tell us what you know.
Tell us, chérie.
The St Stefan chapter was reputed to have escaped the Inquisition by hiding in secret chambers. Somewhere in Paris. No one knew where, though previously they had their base near the old church at Montfaucon.
Maybe I can find a clue in the old Templar meeting place.
What do you mean?
The Templars used to meet in secret in the catacombs there.
Of course.
There's more.
Go on.
It involves the founding of the chapter.
We don't have time for tales, Andre.
Listen, Nico, if there's one thing I've come to realize, it's that you can't have too much information. Carry on, Andre.
Thank you, George. When the Templars were in possession of the Temple Mount in Israel, they discovered a holy relic. A young knight, Stefan, was given the task of transporting it secretly to France. He traveled north through Galilee and then headed to the coast where he boarded a ship destined for the river Po. Making his way up the Po Valley, Stefan avoided known dangers to the west by heading north to the Rheingau. Pursued into France by the forces of a treasure-hunting prince, he was forced to make a stand in the mountains of Reims. Though able to dispose of his foes, he was fatally wounded. Bravely, he continued to his destination, the Bérentoire Preceptory, handed the relic to the master of the chapter, then died. The order changed its name to St Stefan, in honor of the brave knight, and relocated to Paris.
It's like a fairy tale.
Good grief.
I'm going to head for Montfaucon to look for clues. Nico?
You go without me, George. Andre and I will see if we can work out the exact location in Egypt.
Right. Well, I'll see you soon then.
Off you go, George.